and we opening up. It's pretty daunting, I can tell you. But also, we've had a flood of artists saying, exhibit me. So really going back to the old idea of whorehouses and things like that. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. And this is an artist, Gary Robinson, who I suppose I don't want to tell Rosie this really, but I have fallen in love with Gary Robinson from the time that I first saw his work of course. And you know, when he came to me a couple of years ago, and he said to me, you know, I said, what is the subject of your show? What's the theme? What is something? He said, a field. A field? I said, and he said he looked at this field for about 18 months, day in, day out, and he knew this field inside out. And I thought, what? That's it. That's what art is about. And we were very lucky at that time to get Mr. John Waters to open his show. I think he liked his work. And only 2 years later, here we are again in a new location. And may I introduce you to Mr. John Waters, a fan of Gary Robinson.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you very much. Yes, I am a fan. I'm trying to explain why. I suppose that it's not a good idea to try and explain in words why you like paintings, I think, but what else have we got? Gary works in Longford for some reason. He's not from Longford, as far as I know, but so he chooses Longford. He said to me there earlier something on the lines of Longford is in a hole. I think he said in a hole. And he described this sense of a town down this hollow and hills around it and trees, and then these breaks in this one tree, which became this fixation for him. And that really resonated with me, because I come from a slightly smaller hole up the road, the town of Castlereagh, which is kind of similar in a way. And I feel I came out of that town with a certain kind of existential condition that is particular to that to those kinds of places that people actually really often overlook in modern societies. Because they tend to think they dismiss you as coming from, if you come to the city, they say, oh, you've come from the country. But in fact, when you come from a hole like that, you actually haven't come from the country, you've come from a hole. And you've come from a hole which is actually a kind of an existential kind of laboratory for a particular understanding of reality. Because in that hole, in that town, in those streets, you have actually a model of something that is man-made, that you walk around, you walk within it. And it's got all these lines, straight lines and corners and sort of jagged edges and lights sometimes. Even Castlereagh has traffic lights now, pedestrian lights. Signposts that point in directions, telling you what to do and when to do it, where to go. Walk, don't walk. Doesn't get that kind of modern yet down there. But you get that. And then, but yet all the time, when you're there, you look beyond, through the buildings, and you see these flashes of something else. These flashes of a wilderness, which is like almost encroaching on this box-like place that we live in these towns. And so, unbeknownst to yourself, you kind of come away with it because you're constantly drawn to these kind of places, to these trees and these hills and these strange, you know. And when you move outside out of the lit up area and out of the signposted area and the lined area, you kind of find yourself that you change without knowing, without understanding it, because you're taken out of the world that man has made for himself into the world that pre-existed. And I know, you know, that the thing is, like, Gary is standing beside me, and it's kind of very dangerous to be talking about an artist's work when he's standing beside me. You know, he's quite entitled to say, listen, this is a load of bollocks. This isn't what my paintings are about at all. So I have to take the chance of saying things that might be completely the opposite of what he's thinking. But actually, that's what it is. That's what it is to like a painting, is to claim ownership of it and tell the artist, you haven't the faintest idea what you're doing. I'm telling you what you're doing. This is what you're doing. And all of us have that right to say to the artist, this is what your painting is. So, you know, he was talking about this tree, and I'm fascinated by this tree, this kind of tree on a hill, you know, one tree hill, or one hill tree, maybe. You know, that it seems the tree is like I was thinking about the tree like this afternoon when I came in, you know. It's like